uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
What's good, everyone? Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game, ASOT official. You already know, the first in the building. I see you. Boots finally gonna get the whooping he been looking for. And we're gonna see if it's able to happen. Turk Al-Sheikh is on deck and he's making big moves. He's the decision maker. He's the authoritarian. You know what I'm saying? He is the manager, supervisor. He's the CEO. He's the executive. He's the man of many hats. Shout out to Thomas on deck. I see you in the building. Shout out to Bram in the building. I see you on deck with it. I don't want to count Devin out, but Ryan made the same mistake in Saturday's fight as he did versus Tank. This may play out as an indictment on Devin. We're going to get to that. Okay. Good assessment. Good assessment, man. I like that. Good assessment. You know what I'm saying? Well said. Well said. 913 on deck. Jay on deck. Outlaw Pugilist on deck. Sai said salute. Morris said round by round, I scored a 113, 112 for Devin, but by the eye test, Ryan watched him. Okay. So looking at the title, right? It says glitching, Bill Haney backlash was imminent. Rematch question mark. Crawford versus Ennis. Turki lashkh. Okay. So we all been reading, hearing, and listening to the aftermath. We're now on Monday. Everybody started their work week, but they still talking about what happened. You know what I'm saying? What has happened with the situation with Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. Now, understandably, it's a lot to be talked about because how everything played out. Okay? Just like Brim said, I don't want to count Devin out, but Ryan made the same mistake in Saturday's fight as he did against Tank. The good point about that is people are looking at Ryan Garcia win over Devin Haney as his primary focus. They're acting like this man fought a flawless fight, and that's the best Ryan Garcia we ever seen. Man, that fight was semi-trash, man. Semi-freaking recyclable plastic. It just wasn't it for me. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Garcia did get the victory. That's not a knock on him. But both of these guys was hugging and dancing for 6 rounds. Nobody's going to convince WCS that that is natural. And the reason why I'm saying it's not natural because Harvey Dock allowed it to happen right in front of his face. And he didn't find it strange. Peep this out. If you're a referee with the amount of experience Harvey Dock has, you get a familiarization with how fighters fight. How can you go in there with 2 fighters that you definitely have familiarization with? They wasn't unknown. This wasn't their first fight in the U.S. And they're hugging, clenching, grabbing, just doing all this unnecessary holding where other referees have warned fighters for less holding than that. But Harvey Dock went 6 rounds, y'all. And there was times in there where he gave extra time. You know what I'm saying? These referees always have these ghost conversations. Like they're saying something. It's almost like the WWE ref. They're up here acting like they're warning the fighters, but they're not warning the fighters. I couldn't get past the fact that Harvey Dock is an experienced referee, but yet he let it go on and on. Let me get back to that. I want to get this Turki lashkh potential, move to the U.S. So Turki lashkh has a full schedule lined up, right? And a fighter that's potentially on his schedule is going to be Terrence Bud Crawford, the current pound for pound #1 king of boxing. It was a article that came out, Boxing News 24, with the Crawford hater himself, Chris Williams. He wrote an article and he said this: Turki lashkh will reportedly try to organize a fight between Terrence Crawford and Jerron Ennis in 2024. This is supposed to happen this year. That's what he's saying, right? Just so you can know, this is the source I'm just reading from. Fans have been eager to see the fight, but Crawford have been dragging his feet. Okay? I told you this was a Crawford hater, but I read it because he just reminds people, he loves talking about Crawford, but he don't like him as a fighter. Fans have been eager to see the fight, but Crawford has been dragging his feet, not wanting to mix it up with the young phenom Boots Ennis. Some people believe Crawford is flat out scared of the threat that the 26-year-old Boots Ennis, 31-0, 28 knockouts, pose to him, as he viewed as a younger, better version of the Nebraska native. Chris goes on to repeat just simple terminology that everybody else, depending on who you talk to, has repeated. Boots can do everything that Crawford can do, but with more ability and power, y'all. That's what Chris said. The switch hitting, counter punching, gimmicky stuff that Crawford does that impressed the ultra hardcore fans is simple for Ennis. Okay. When you're reading this, and he said the ultra hardcore fans, it's not the ultra hardcore fans because there are boxing fans out there that's saying that Ennis does the same thing. He's a better version, younger version of Terrence Crawford. He can does everything Terrence Crawford can do. So if Terrence Crawford in itself was basically putting these skills on display, why would they compliment Boots for being a better version if what Crawford was doing didn't make any sense? Why would you even glorify any part of it? Why would you even praise it? If it don't make any sense to whatever he has going on in the ring and the record that he's been able to amass with 40 victories, why praise Boots? You know what I'm saying? Why say, okay, Boots is out here and, gimmicky. It's gimmicky when Crawford does it. But yet you're saying Boots Ennis does it better. Moving on. He said, why the Crawford Boots fight may not happen. He goes on to say Crawford's limited activity. Marjamov, a major threat. Crawford's decline. Coming off a grueling fight. He said Crawford's coming off a grueling fight. Win or lose against Marjamov will leave Crawford as an easy prey for Boots Ennis. Even if Crawford didn't face the powerful Marjamov, he'd be up against it fighting Boots Ennis. So he's saying even if he don't have a grueling fight, which he led to earlier, he will have a grueling fight with Ennis. Listen, this guy can say what he want. He's up here trying to prognosticate that Crawford will have a tough time with Marjamov. He doesn't know that. We don't know what style fighting that this fight will take place if it does. And also, since we don't know how tough of a fight, we can't say that Terrence Crawford will be on the decline if he faces Boots Ennis. We don't know. It's nothing to tell us right now coming off the July 29th fight. Everybody wants to say he's been out the ring. But yet and still, all you should be talking about is that, yes, we all witnessed what happened July 29th, 2023, and we wait for Crawford to get back in the ring. In between time, you can't say that he's been inactive. He just because he fought Sean Porter, he fought David Avanesian, then he fought Errol Spence, and we wait for him to get back in the ring. You're waiting for him to get back in the ring for a simple reason. You want to see this man perform. He's already been up on the bright lights. Him and the bright lights have no conflict. They are allies. And then he goes on to say the Spence illusion. Casual fans have been fooled by Crawford's win over Errol Spence. We've been fooled, y'all. He said casual fans have been fooled by Crawford's win over Errol Spence, believing that he can walk on water and turn water into wine. I hate to break this to the fans, but Spence ain't what he used to be since the car crash in 2019. He crashed his Ferrari at 100 miles per hour, and he's not even close to what he once was. This is a guy who has been known to be a Crawford hater. You know what I'm saying? He's been known to be a Crawford hater, and it's a lot of them in life. There's no need to feel no type of way. Don't feel no type of way about it. You know what I'm saying? He's not the first, and he won't be the last. And it's not like while he's writing this article, there's more and more that has grown until he finished it. But at least he's thinking about the 2019 car accident. That was on his mind. You know what I'm saying? That was on his mind because, he had to bring up a reason to basically devalue the win that Terrence Crawford had over Spence last year. When Spence beat Danny Garcia, I didn't see Chris Williams on here talking about, an accident that Spence had. When he beat freaking Yordenis Ugas, I didn't hear Chris Williams on here talking about an accident. When he goes in there against Crawford and he gets defeated and loses his belts, that's when, he continued to ramp up the hate. Anyway, moving on. Marjamov is not chopped liver, and will be punishing fight will be a punishing fight for Crawford, who is turning 37 in September and isn't a spring chicken. The combination of age, inactivity, and taking the biggest puncher of his career will be a massive problem for Crawford. That's what he's saying, Chris. Crawford will take shots against Marjamov that he has never experienced at the professional level. Okay? Crawford would take shots against Madrimov that he's never experienced at professional level, y'all. And it's late in his career for him to be getting hit that hard. A young fighter with one punch power. So I just wanted to kind of break the ice with y'all, on this Monday. I want to break the ice and basically, they say my mic. Okay, cool. Appreciate you. He said, I just wanted to break the ice and let y'all know that, Chris Williams is working full time to continue to put out, negative information. But the good part about it is that the Turki lashkh potentially has Crawford on his calendar to-do list. And he may potentially make fights that we didn't think, or we would assume that would never happen over here in the U.S. due to funding. But Turki lashkh, he can make it happen, y'all. He can make it happen. If he's able to convey a proposal to Canelo Alvarez, we might be able to see Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez. If he's able to draft up a proposal that appeases Crawford to fight Boots Ennis, then we may see Crawford Ennis. You know what I'm saying? Ennis might get his shot. I'm not saying it's impossible for Ennis to get the shot with Crawford. It's just over here, it doesn't make any money. It definitely don't make any sense. But if you have a liquid dynasty like Turki lashkh, his excellency, who's bringing that royal monetary liquid gold over here, then he'll be able to make that happen. He'll be able to make that fight a reality. So we might be able to see some real big fights on Crawford's, back end of Crawford's career on his way out the door. So we'll continue to check those boxes when it happens. But, shout out to Turki lashkh, man, for, wanting to come over here to the U.S. and try to bring us some of the big fights, which these promoters over here together cannot make happen because it's simply not in their budget. All right. Let's transition over to, the Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney saga. If you haven't heard, Ryan Garcia said he betted on himself, y'all. And he earned $12 million off betting against Devin Haney. That's the word that's out with Ryan Garcia. He said Ryan Garcia via Boxing News 24 revealed on social media site today that he bet a whopping $2 million on himself to defeat previous undefeated WBC lightweight welterweight champion Devin Haney last Saturday and made $12 million. Garcia, 25-1 and 20 knockouts, say he made around $50 million, possibly more, from his fight against Haney. Now, if that $50 million figure is accurate, it seems it lessens the impact of Ryan, 25, losing 1.5 from his bet with Haney on the weigh-in. Ryan had bet $500,000 per pound that he will make the 140-pound weight limit for the fight, but came 3.2 over the limit at 143.2 and had to cough up a cool 1.5. That though put a big smile on Haney's face before the fight. Now, let me be clear on what I said. There's no way, shape, or form that, Ryan Garcia came into 143 at Oscar Duarte's fight. Team Haney and Team Garcia knew that he wasn't going to make the 140-pound limit. It was right there slapping everybody in the face when he was wearing a pack and everything. He wasn't layered up and he was looking big. Team Haney knew he wasn't going to make weight. And then, like I said, the shenanigans at the press conference and saying 500,000 per pound was small, was nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Ryan Garcia was the only one that betted on himself. I don't believe Ryan Garcia was the only one that made money off that fight, because Regis Prograis mentioned that It was karma for Devin Haney. Let's talk about the karma aspect, right? A lot of people upset that not upset. A lot of people are praising Ryan Garcia because they couldn't wait for Devin Haney to take this first L. That is the lavish part of human behavior. That is the maliciousness that goes on in the boxing community. They don't care how you feel. They will root for somebody that they don't support just because they don't like you. You know what I'm saying? They don't freaking like you. And that's what we're seeing with Devin Haney. They're pretty much voicing their disdain for Devin Haney because they didn't like Bill. Okay? I'm not here to advocate. I'm just, you know how WCS, my delivery is. I don't have to fuck with somebody to pretty much tell you what I see. I've done it. You already know. Anyway, a lot of people are basically ridiculing Devin Haney for losing because they just couldn't wait for Bill Haney to eat crow. Okay? So with that said, Devin Haney ballooned up in weight against Regis Prograis, and he came in and won 160, 165. Now, Regis is saying that's karma. That's not karma. They had no rematch clause. Devin Haney did the same thing with Ryan Garcia that he did with Prograis. The difference between Gervonta Davis and Garcia contract is that Haney versus Garcia, they didn't have no rehydration clauses. And they knew they was going to balloon up in weight. So it was nothing different. Nothing. It was nothing different. The only thing that was different is the fact that they try to put it off on the boxing public like we're puppets. You know what I'm saying? Like we're naive, illiterate, stupid, lacking the knowledge, therefore incompetent. You know what I'm saying? You want to bet 500,000, which is a big number to the average consumer that's tuned in, and say, yeah, well, you come in overweight, they bet 500,000. We've seen Errol Spence bet 100,000, and Bud comes in and say, let's bet $1 million. When the fight happened, Spence ended up giving Bud Crawford a concession before a punch was even thrown. This is not the first time we heard about any money issues, any betting. So he goes up here and tells the public that he betted on himself. I don't hear nobody complaining. I don't hear anything. I don't hear anybody complaining about that man betting on himself and potentially making all this money. I really don't care, to be honest. The only thing I really care about is how they're talking this fight up about Ryan Garcia, whooping, crushing, pummeling. You know what I'm saying? Thrashing Devin Haney. And I'm saying a lot of you all didn't even have confidence in Ryan Garcia heading to this fight because of the way he was acting. I'm not going to sing you the same chorus that I did before, but I feel that that's what it is, man. For real. I feel, that's exactly what it is. They was cheering Ryan Garcia in to give Devin Haney his first loss. Devin took the loss. He got beat up, busted lip, busted up jaw. It's boxing. Well, one thing I can't understand, and it's not for me to understand, and sit up here and try to bullshit you like, yeah, that's where I'm at with it. It's the fact that Devin Haney said he slept on Ryan Garcia. There's no way that they slept on Ryan Garcia. Why would they choose this fight to sleep on anybody? Why? Why would they choose this fight to sleep on anybody? You didn't sleep on Regis. You didn't sleep on Lomachenko. Lomachenko's been at the top of the pound for pound list, and y'all was in tight with that. Y'all was prepared. And y'all was the last fight at 135 that you attended, and it was hard for you to make the weight. You all didn't sleep on Lomachenko. So you want me to believe that y'all slept on freaking Ryan Garcia? Nah, not a chance. Not a chance. Not a freaking chance that you slept on Ryan Garcia. Not a chance. Now, to y'all in the chat, y'all know very well you done seen countless upon countless boxing matches. You know what is real and natural and things that play out, and it seemed like it's not off the script. Ryan Garcia gave you the cuckoo crazy all the way through this freaking fight camp, doing all that weird stuff, coming up there yelling. Then Devin pushed him. He's turned around and exit. He gave you all the crazy stuff. He's bragging about smoking and drinking the entire time he was in fight camp. The entire time he was in fight camp now. Nobody is criticizing this dude for that, because all you wanted to see of him going there and beat Devin. No one is criticizing Ryan for saying he was smoking and drinking the entire time, which I don't believe. I know he probably smoked after the fight, but that's about it. But let's get down to the core of my issue. My issue is I've seen two fighters who don't usually engage the way they did this past Saturday as much as they did. That's not their natural way of going in there fighting one another. Not only that, it wasn't like I was watching Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. There was a reason why one half of the two fighters in there had landed some punches, and it would cause them just to go into a hole fest. You know what I'm saying? Look, I'm going to tell you again. Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney took a lot off Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fight. Once again, I'm going to put the disclaimer out there. I don't care if you listen to what I say and believe it or what. They stole and pretty much replayed a lot about what happened with the Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fight. All you got to do is just pay attention to how it all played out. That's all. You just got to pay attention to how it all played out, bro. From the press conference to the ring. All you got to do is just listen. Just let your eyes do the looking and let your ears do the listening. That's all you have to do. Let your eyes do the looking and your ears do the listening, man. That don't do anything for me, though. I'm not angry about them taking content off another fight and playing it out the way it did. Betting 500,000 per pound, but yet you get knocked down 3 times in the ring. All of a sudden, you look the worst you ever did, but yet this is only your second fight at 140. This is only your second fight at 140. Teofimo Lopez had problems making weight at 135, and he's had 4 fights. Matter of fact, I think he had 4 fights, if I'm not mistaken. He had 4 fights at 140 pounds. And I don't think he's been complaining about weight, even though he did look a little suspect, with two of the fights that he had. But it's no way that you're going to convince me that Team Haney slept on Ryan Garcia. There's no way that you're going to convince me, Bill, that y'all slept on Ryan Garcia. It's no way. I always go back to that live and barbershop conversations where he said that you took a deal with this guy over there in New York for Devin to get that belt. This fight didn't seem natural to me. Yeah, we've seen in the past where fighters can go in here and get beat up when they receive the orders. DSG got beat up. You know what I'm saying? Yordenis Ugas got beat up. Devin Haney goes over here and throwing jab, a person who's known to have an educated jab. That's what they say, right? Educated. Top of his class. He's at the top of his class for a jab. He's going out there and being lazy with the jab and allowing Ryan Garcia to counter. Just like when Crawford knocked down Errol Spence with the jab, that was legit. You know what I'm saying? That was legit jab landed. But then if you look at the first shot Ryan landed on freaking Devin, you say to yourself, I think Linares hit him up close on the inside harder than that. And it was later on in the 10th round, and he didn't get he wasn't on his ass, man. Linares hit him way flush than that, and he didn't go down to the canvas. But yet, you're trying to convince me that if you move up from 135 to 140, you in a bigger division. All of a sudden, Ryan Garcia, who really wasn't doing that much damage down to 135 when he stepped up in competition, he didn't do it with Tank Davis. He went in there, he was making the mistakes, all this shit. He didn't look all that spectacular. But you're trying to tell me Devin is going to move up to 140 and his chin is going to get worse just because we had a higher weight class which separates us with 5 pounds, just a 5 pound difference. Devin chin is going to start to crack. He took a harder punch from Linares on the inside and then go to the canvas. But then they danced the whole entire first half of the talent show. They danced the entire first half of the talent show. When it came to the back end, that's when we have to bring in all the knockdowns, y'all. 7, he arose. Now we have the king arising for the freaking tomb. Now we get the first knockdown. And then 2 more knockdowns. Why not finish him? Why not finish him? There's no title on the line. Why not finish him? Why are you just going to go up there and play? And I didn't see the natural reactions of being distraught, mad, angry that you lost and got your first fight. I didn't see that from Team Haney. And look, when I'm looking at this, let me take you back to this shot right here. When I see this right here, I'm saying, what is he looking up crying for? You know what I'm saying? Of excitement. You didn't do shit, bro, except beat Devin Haney, a fighter who they said wasn't really that entertaining. Yeah, he can fight, but he wasn't that entertaining. He wasn't a ticket seller, and he didn't have any power. So once again, just like they did Deontay Wilder with Tyson Fury, if Devin Haney wasn't this top pound for pound fighter, as you say, why is Ryan Garcia, who did not win anything except money, he didn't do anything for his legacy. Just because you earn more money betting on yourself is not going to get you in the Hall of Fame. They're not going to say, okay, he was the one to hand Devin Haney his first loss, and he made an extra 12 to 15 million on top of that. So therefore, people, I think that's enough to get him in the Hall of Fame. So now what I'm thinking is Ryan Garcia is going to attempt to say he's a money man. He's the face of boxing. That's the flag they're trying to wave, y'all. They're trying to wave the flag and send you down the street with a freaking whole marching band and play that tune so you can believe that Ryan Garcia is going to be the boxer who's a high money maker. And they're going to try to get him in your living rooms by matching him up with fighters who aren't that tough. You know what I'm saying? I doubt he has a tough fight his next outing. He should rematch Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? He should give him a rematch. I know it's a lot of people up here saying, well, Devin didn't give Lomachenko. You got to understand one thing. When people are out here just straight up hating, Lomachenko didn't sign up for a rematch with Teofimo Lopez either. There was room for Lomachenko, and Lomachenko didn't sign up for a rematch. Devin Haney and Lomachenko have nothing to do with one another except they did fight already. So when you talk about rematching, that has absolutely nothing to do with anything. They could talk about, well, I thought Haney lost. I told you I thought Lomachenko won. But that has nothing to do with Devin Haney getting a rematch with Ryan Garcia. He didn't get Lomachenko one. What happened before that, though? Camboso has a rematch. Yeah, it was in the contract. Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence had a rematch. Why not Ryan Garcia rematch If he's all locked in and he's the money guy, why don't they have a rematch right off the back immediately? Why can't we get that later on this year? He's not really, signed up to do anything. Let me get back to this chat right quick, see what y'all talking about. Okay, so Morris said I scored it for Ryan. Okay, all right. I got Bud all day. All that athleticism from Boots be impressive, but Bud timing and accuracy will win the day. Yeah, I feel you on that. I just say I don't see Bozy and out coaching Bomac, and I don't see Jerron Ennis's IQ being up there yet. But Jerron Ennis will be a superstar at one point in time. Yeah, I believe it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he can't fight. It's just, his resume doesn't tag him as being the top elite. He's nowhere close to being a pound for pound fighter because his body of work haven't given him the appraising value to raise his FICO score as a fighter. So he's still on the hunt. I get it. He's a young lion. He's still on the hunt. I just don't see him beating, Terrence Crawford at this point. Shout out to Chastity Thomas on deck in the building. Exactly. They go this guy, Ryan, on the hill so high. I don't see why you all, to caveat off what Chastity said, I don't know why y'all love supporting a villain. These are fighters that you wouldn't even tell your kid to emulate because they're not setting an example. You don't want your kid coming in here and going through problems and smoking and drinking and on social media praising. And you say, hey, somebody sent me a video. Your uncle sent me a video. And I saw you out there. You was just smoking and drinking. And you say you was smoking on a Haney pack. You was smoking on a Bud pack. You ain't trying to hear that. They want to glorify. These are hardcore boxing fans that's trying to convince me that they're cheering on Ryan Garcia, who won absolutely nothing except money that he's not donating to the general consumers who support him on YTC or the ones who's talking about him right now, like WCS. We get nothing. But they're happy to get on here and say, Devin Haney got his ass whooped. Man, listen, Devin Haney ain't my favorite fighter. But the audacity to hear, listen, and read all this, he got his ass. Yeah, he got his ass whooped. Sure did. He got beat up. But I don't think it's natural. I don't think it was natural to the point on how it played out. I just don't. And Ryan Garcia, all he did was win money for himself. He didn't win nothing for his legacy. Period. You know what I'm saying? Y'all up here jumping up and down, but yeah, y'all's the same one that was saying Ryan is lost it. He ain't fit for boxing. Devin's gonna run him over. I said there's no way Devin should lose this fight because his skills is that much better than Ryan. And what do we see? We didn't go in there and see Ryan Garcia's skill being better than Ryan. All we see is two fighters hold for the first half of the fight. And then Ryan Garcia landing the same freaking, left hand that he was throwing in the tank fight. Just so happened this time, Devin was getting caught with it. What did he do that was so special? He started turning his back for no freaking reason. He started going into the Philly shell for no freaking reason. For no reason, y'all. When no punches was thrown, it seemed like he was having momentum on his side. He all of a sudden would back up and Devin would come forward and he'll turn his back. And he'll go do the shozy ozy posy. And Haney was hitting him in the back. They say, for those of you that's tuned in, those are legal shots and they hurt. And this, that, and the other. Why was Ryan resulting to that? It was no reason for him to turn his back like that because he wasn't even really receiving any damage. Dan Tan on deck, salute to you. Ryan boxed badly, but his speed and power are real. Too much for Devin. Hey, man, y'all can say what y'all want, man. Y'all can say what y'all want, man. I can understand what y'all talking about Ryan Garcia's power and everything. I mean, if you give a boxer a target that's not really taking you through the degree of difficulty to hit it, and it's right there, you're going to look spectacular. You're going to look super spectacular now. If your target is there for you and the degree of difficulty is minimal, you're going to land a shot and it's going to look real. All of a sudden, Ryan's speed and power is just amazing. He's been having speed. He had speed against Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell was slipping underneath, and Luke Campbell had miles on him, y'all. And he was slipping that lead left. Slipping. And then he ended up landing that counter shot on Ryan. He hit the canvas. Hey, man, don't let the hocus pocus get you mesmerized under the hypnotic trance, man. For y'all not to understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Don't let it put you under hypnosis, bro. I just saw a clip of that amateur fight. Ryan got Devin's number. They was 3-3 in the amateurs that Jay. They was 3-3. You know what I'm saying? They was 3-3 in the AMs. Bud's the best fight I've seen since Floyd, hands down. You know, it's certain areas of Crawford's game that's better than Floyd, in my opinion. Nobody thinks that Sir Bud wins. Bud the GOAT. I hope Bud let Boots down softly. I want to see Boots have a fruitful career. No, I mean, he has to go in there and get it in. You know what I'm saying? He has to go in there and get it in. I just hope Bud lets, okay, I read that. Shout out to Boxing Conversation with Reggie Owens in the building. Salute to you, brother. Solid live earlier. You know what I'm saying? They have no idea what Bud is capable of. Well, they do have an idea to the ones who really, support him heavy. But, even the diehard fans, they sometimes act like they temporaries or casuals. They don't even want to stick to the freaking format. They've been watching the sport for I don't know how long. And they'll see something that doesn't look natural. When Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney was fighting, holding for 6 freaking rounds excessively, y'all, would have had points deducted on both fighters. But the only point deduction came in the 7th round because Ryan punched on the break. You didn't see anything else for a point deduction that warrants point deduction in the first 6 rounds. 18 minutes, Harvey Doc, and you didn't see anything that warranted or for you to wager a point. Man, get out of here, man. Shout out to the OG Mr. Golden on deck, man. Salute to you. I see you. Shout out to MKB Martin King Boxing on deck in the building. Salute, man. Boots should fight Garcia. If he gets past him, Boots should fight Garcia. If he gets past him, it will bring more attention to Boots and a better fight for Crawford. Once again, I totally concur. I said this yesterday that right now Boots should really be trying to scoop up a Garcia fight. Because the last time, YSM asked him, he said, well, big news. He said the same thing that boxers always, but he didn't really give a definitive date as to when he was returning back to the square. The momentum that Ryan has, whatever that is, will be good to pretty much enhance Boots' FICO score. You know what I'm saying? As a boxer, just boost his image up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Get more attention because, Boots don't have a personality at all. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have a personality. I don't know if Ryan Garcia can be able to pull it out of Boots because, Boots said he fooled, but it takes more than that. Ryan Garcia, you don't have to go and act like a crazy man if you go up to 147 to fight Boots. It's just not going to work. You're going to have to more so press Boots with freaking trash talk and insults and all that, to kind of bring a different side out of him, to sell the fight. But anyway, right now, people are looking at Ryan Garcia as he's recovered. They're happy. They want to give him a consolation prize for beating Devin Haney, give him his first loss. Because ultimately, they believe Bill Haney was affected the most. That's who they really want to take the loss. They wanted Bill Haney to take the loss. And yes, I can understand where they're coming from, but I look at Bill as for what he does his son, the amount of hours, days, months that he put in. Not everybody's built like that. On the flip side, you being built for the kill, you have to understand that there's going to be a lot of criticism come your freaking way from people thinking, okay, yeah, you've been capping over here. You might have told half of the truth over there. You said this over here, but you contradict yourself. So people are always going to put you up for scrutiny, but it's not another person, that's up here talking for their son. That's a boxer. That's built. I mean, that's cut from that cloth than Bill Haney, So they really wanted to have him take that L. They wanted Bill Haney to take that L with Devin. That's what they wanted. They wanted to rub it in his face, man. They wanted to rub it in his face with cactus, with cactus gloves, with glass. You know what I'm saying? Old copper shavings. You know what I'm saying? Burning embers. They wanted to make him feel it, man. Because his presence on the YTC and all over. Bill was talking his shit. But when it comes to a black fighter and a so-called American Hispanic or whatever Ryan is, they say, oh, here we go again. Yeah, we want to go for Ryan Garcia, but really, he's a nutcase and we don't know if he's sane enough. Listen, bro, I always go back to the first half. If you feel that was a natural fight, and if you feel that Harvey Dock did not do anything wrong, you're out your mind. You haven't paid attention to boxing, or you are absolutely implementing your selective amnesia. You say, you know what? I have so much of this on credit. Let me kind of take some points away. Let me make a withdrawal a little bit on my selective amnesia and play stupid for a little bit. One thing about Turki, he's going to keep you busy. Yeah, for sure. And we need that busy schedule from Turk, because he's going to make some fight happens that we'll probably have to wait 2 years to build up over here, because they don't have the money, bro. They don't have the money. Ryan Garcia trash, never anything in integrity. Boots, Crawford situation similar to Mayweather not fighting Thurman. Jamel and maybe Khan. Crawford has already cleaned out the division. If there's any emphasis going to be placed on those two names, he's already cleaned out the division. Why should he have to clean it out again just because somebody went in there and stole the mop bucket? Hey, somebody stole your mop bucket. We want you to go back. We got you, we know where your mop bucket is. If you get it back, you got to go there and fight them in the hallway. No, that's not the case. That's not the case, my people. Hey, hit the like button. I appreciate you. What's good, family? Shout out to Big Blunts and Boxing in the building. I see you on deck. Salute to you. Ryan Garcia's hurting. Boxing rules are placed for a reason, but he won the exhibition. So let me caveat off that, right? So there's a lot of people talking about that Ryan Garcia went in there with an unfair advantage. Listen to this now. An unfair advantage, 3 pounds. Forget about skills, which I had reiterated that I believe Devin had the better skills overall, period. No, I still believe that to now as I speak to you, right? He had the better skills, period. So they're trying to say, just because Ryan Garcia did not take it all the way down to the weight limit, he didn't have to go through the struggle to make the weight and then rehydrate his body and then he'll be on the equal playing field as Devin, it wouldn't have made a difference. Ryan Garcia came into that fight and he never had any intentions of dropping or cutting down to 140, y'all. He never had any intentions. His last fight was 143 with Duarte, and he was planning on coming on here. All you had to do is just look at the play, man. It's not even something that was on the chessboard, man. This is Connect 4. This is tic-tac-toe, man. This wasn't even on the chessboard. He wasn't ever going to drop weight down to 140 because that's why he was coming there with no shirt on, with a freaking pack on and just acting. They knew it. Look, why didn't Team Haney say, he's looking big right now. He's not even trying to cut weight because they knew he was coming in over. They knew they was going to run the 500,000 per pound. When he did it, Ryan Garcia say, okay, sure. Yeah. I'll throw in some bubblegum drops too. And you want some jelly beans? Yeah, I'll do that too. You want some banana yogurt? Vanilla yogurt? Okay, I can make that happen too. I mean, they've been in the game long enough to know how the format works with fighters who's cutting weight. You know your opponent. You know if it's a tough weight cut for them or not. And if they come out there in the open workout, y'all, he showed you during the week in the open workout, this man, and I even said it on my live, did not have a sweat top. He wasn't up there working out and trying to shed those pounds, bro. And Team Haney knew that. There was a money. Okay, back to what I was saying about the weight, though. Yeah, they saying that Ryan went in there and he had a 3-pound weight advantage, and Devin had to drop all the way to 140. Well, if you look back at the championship fight that he had at Regis Progress, right? In order for him to win that fight, he had to make weight. Devin made that weight and went in there and dominated Regis. Dominated him. He dominated Regis. And they're going to say, oh, man, the height and reach is different. And Regis, he washed anyway and this and that. No, we can't do that, bro. We can't sit up here and lie to the people and lie to yourself. You can't do that. You got to have some honor somewhere. And that honor can't be on the bottom of your feet. You gotta have some freaking honor and integrity, bro. You got to have it. You know very well Devin made 140. He was gonna make 140 this fight too, because he wasn't gonna drop his belt on the scales. Ryan had no intentions of making weight. They knew it wasn't gonna be a title fight when it's all said and done. They knew it. And Devin's gonna pick up his first loss and retain his title. Devin got the money, but Ryan Garcia was what the machine is behind right now to boost him up. He couldn't go in there and take another L. He couldn't do it. It wouldn't have been his second straight L, but it would have been his second straight L with top tier opposition. It would have been Gervonta Davis and it would have been Devin Haney. So now they have Ryan Garcia going around here like he did something that Crawford did to Spence. They acting like he really fought for the undisputed and he lifted 3 belts off Haney. Ryan won, runs 140 to 143. Don said, of course, he'll white fighter considered the census. So you saying Ryan's white? I don't know if he's white, man. I think he's blight. Dev and Ryan both need to move up. Ryan versus Barrios, Dev versus Stantionis. Why all of a sudden they need to move up? Y'all not saying Teofimo Lopez need to move up? Isn't he one of those guys that say he stayed in the 135-pound division too long? But yet he still went in there and fought Kambosos, and he had like a health condition or whatever. But still, they fought for the championship belts, right? They both made weight, right? So why all of a sudden they need to move up to 147? It's still work to be done at 140. You have Isak Cruz, Subriel Matias, and Teofimo Lopez. Come on, man. What about this? How does this sit with your heart? How does that sit with your heart? What do y'all think about that? How does that sit with you? Now, Ryan Garcia, he want to call out and say, bring on Isak Cruz. Then he was talking about Jaron Ennis. Then he was talking about moving up and fighting Sebastian Fundora. Now he's just going on and continue to play around with y'all as if he has that type of control. Now he wants Isak Cruz, y'all. UBP working on Ryan versus Rocha, 147 at StubHub Center. I don't see if they just trying to do a filler. I don't see what Ryan benefits off fighting Alexis Rocha at 147. Why? I don't see the purpose in that. Ignorance is bliss in boxing these days. You know, you're talking about a guy who he got his notoriety. He had his Ryan Garcia moment based off Blair the Flair. And then he goes in here and gets stopped. I mean, what's the purpose of Ryan Garcia moving up and fighting this guy? If he feels that he's the top dog and he's the face of boxing and all that stuff he was trying to sell to the fans post-fight, why don't he just go up there and fight somebody of notoriety? Why don't you move up there and fight Ennis, fight Spence? You know what I'm saying? Maybe you can convince Spence to meet you at a catch weight between 47 and 54 there, Ryan, since you got all this power. Since you got the money and you're the face of boxing. Why don't you go up there and fight Blair the Flair? I mean, there's plenty of people up there for you. Shout out to Hustle Man in the building. I see you. Salute to you, brother. He didn't look great in Devin fight, but more accurate. But defense was sus. But listen there, MKB, you're right. The defense was sus. But look at both fighters, man. No defense. No defense. Ryan was turning his back, and he didn't have to do that. He was having success the first 6 rounds just by holding. He didn't have to turn and do all that excessive shozy, ozy, posy. None of that garbage. None of the fighters is really using any defense. Look at Devin Haney defense in there with Kambosos. Kambosos is way more active than Ryan Garcia. Look at Devin's defense. Even though he sometimes repeated ducking to his right all the time. But look at his defense. Compare his defense to the 2 fights in Australia and Lomachenko fight to this fight with freaking Ryan Garcia. Go ahead. Do your film study, man. Y'all smart. Y'all smart, man. He promised Shakur he will fight him next, win, lose, or draw. Hey, man, you know, I can't even bring Shakur into the equation right now because, you know, he's at 135 and I know he said he'll move up to 140. But it's funny how that conversation seems like it's a possibility. But now, after the fight is over with, Ryan's talking about moving to 147. So check this out, people. This is where we at. He's basically emulating the Jake and Logan Paul, you know what I'm saying, format here. He was at 135, didn't win them but the interim. He's at 140. He only had 2 fights at 140 now. He's supposed to be this fighter who is all of a sudden a drinker and a smoker. So if that's the case, he's going to start ballooning up in weight. So he didn't win a title at 140. So he's about to go to 147. He's about to go to 147, y'all. Listen what I'm telling you. No title at 135, no title at 140. And he's trying to convince y'all that he's going to 147. When is Ryan going to stay in the division? Are you going to 147 or you want Isak Cruz next? Which one is it, man? He said, oh, none of y'all can F with me. I told you what I was going to do. I went out Monday. I went out Tuesday. I smoked and drink the entire time. Okay. Enjoy this ride that these gullible fans are tapping you on the back. They're rubbing you on your hair and say, "Oh man, you have such smooth hair. Oh, look at your skin, such smooth skin. We love you, Ryan." They love you now, and they will hate you later, Ryan. Don't worry about it. Enjoy. It's only a matter of time. It's short lived there, Ryan. Devin is a superb outside boxer. That's it. His inside game is mediocre at best. Take that jab and footwork away, and he looks lost and confused. Okay, so did Ryan take that away? Did Ryan take that away? Wasn't Devin boxing from the outside? That's why he got countered. When have you ever seen Devin throw a weak, lethargic jab like that? Why was he so slow? Why was he pretending and acting like he's not an experienced, undisputed lightweight world champion, yo? A current reigning defending WBC super lightweight champion. Why was his punches like he had freaking clay on the end of his gloves? Like he was punching through freaking tree sap or something. Like he had just got off a 15 to 20 hour flight. And they say, "Hey man, hurry up. We need to go to the arena. You need to get your attire on, man, and warm up." Like he was there fighting through jet lag. How? He promised Shakur he will fight him next, win, lose, or draw. Hey, that'll be good. That'll be good. That'll be good to see Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson. That'll be great. It might not be the type of energy and activity rate that you would like, fans, but it'll be great for it to happen. It'll be great. Real talk. It'll be great. Awesome. Ennis is the truth, but Bud is complete. Ennis is a future, one of the future top stars right now. But he has so many fights on his resume. He has to have some names on there so he won't become a black Hami Munguia. You know what I'm saying? Jaron Ennis has to really make some very, very solid moves coming up so he won't be considered the black Hami Munguia. He has all these fights, but really no one remembers except one or two. He has to have fights so people can forget the Sergey Lipinets. You know what I'm saying? They need to forget the Sergey Lipinets. Nobody's going to talk about Ramon Villa. He's a non-factor. No one's going to talk about Karen Chulikin. Why? Because no one cares. Even though it's for the IBF interim, no one cares. No one cares about the Custio Clayton. Nobody cares about the Thomas Delorme. Nobody's caring about that. He need to fight a name that's going to separate him. And it's not like he don't have fans. Bruce Ennis has fans. But he needs to find a way to break up out that bubble of not being a seller. And Boots will be in the stars. Boots will be in the stars, yo. Boots will be in the stars, y'all. If he can just break out the bubble, get his personality on track, Boots will be in the stars. You go in here and have a great performance against somebody. Go in there and maybe get a stoppage or something. Boots will be in the stars. Ryan Fuller, what the wait, Ryan versus Garcia. Hold on for a second, y'all. Shout out to 2243 on deck. He said, let's get the likes up. This channel needs the truth spotlight. It's all good, 243. I appreciate it, bro. Whoever you might be, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? The channel is a channel, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, respect amongst everything. You know what I'm saying? The chat itself, the hottest in the game, you know, that's respect, you know. All the numbers, people tell you my motto, my mantra is what? I will take what? Quality over quantity any given day of the week. I picked Devin to win. I was dead wrong. Hey, I wasn't dead wrong. I said, per what I know about Devin's style, he should win. He should be able to win this fight against Ryan Garcia. I still stand on that. It's easy to say that Devin's chinny. They were saying that long before this fight, all because he was hurt with Jorge Linares when he was dominating the fight, right? Just like they bring up Yukis Gamboa back in the day. They digging up Gamboa fossils. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Mr. Gamboa, good to see you. You know what I'm saying? They still talking about a fight where Crawford knocked him down several times. And Gamboa just hurt him. He never knocked Crawford down. But anyway, y'all know what it is. It was a win for boxing enthusiasts. Honor Brown on deck. Good afternoon. Salute to you, brother. I learned something Saturday. I learned something too. That, you know, the hocus pocus of boxing still exists. Listen, let me ask y'all something. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with boxing, of course. Let me just ask you this. Based off how long you've been covering the sport, I know some of y'all I know MKB been around here for a good while, man. I know he been in these motherfucking waterways for a while. I know Hustle Man been in here for a minute. I know several other people been here for a minute, right? If you have followed boxing and you know how fights supposed to happen, not every fighter's style per style is the same. Okay, there's gonna be a change up, right? We already know this shit. But when you look at a fight like this and you understand how Devin Haney, who they say, oh, he's the next Floyd Mayweather, he's a more complete fighter, and you look at Ryan Garcia, who's been freaking overly committing with the lead left, remediating, being predictable over and over and over again. Over and over and over again. And you trying to tell me Devin wasn't supposed to make him pay, right? To see a fight go down. Forget about the 7th round to the 12th. Do you feel that shit was natural? Do you feel a referee that was praised for Spence Crawford and keeping law and order in the ring will go in here and just overlook 1 through 6 with them fools holding each other over and over repeatedly? You think that's natural within your years and hours and months and seconds you covering the sport? Do you believe that shit is natural? I don't. Boxing has become the ultimate talent show, y'all. Give it up for your next act. Oh, next we have on deck, we have Ryan Garcia. And we have Devin Haney. This will be a duo. This will be a deal. Take out your pads and pens, and we're going to take notes, and I want you to vote at the end. You know what I'm saying? The highest score wins. Come on, bro. Ryan don't listen to his corner for shit. I'll still probably pick against him when he faces top competition again. If I must go down that hill once more, right? If we must go on a short walk, then I say Ryan was getting ready for Hollywood. I say it's only a matter of time. Ryan doesn't plan on staying in the sport. He's a pretty boy. He's up here sponsored by the high-end designers. You know, he's gonna be, you know, one of those guys that's in Hollywood real soon. He just want to make a lucrative amount of money before he decides to depart. They are trying to run Ryan Garcia up the Jake Paul format. Jake and Logan Paul. They're fast tracking him in a way, and it's all based off the Gervonta Davis template. Gervonta Davis is actually boxing. He has the talent. He's knocking motherfuckers out. He's doing the pay-per-view numbers. Ryan Garcia, he can get, with the right dance partner like Gervonta, he can get the numbers, but he's incapable of he's incapable of doing it on his own because he lacked the skills to do it. See, this, if you really dissect this whole fight, the kaleidoscope was still, it will start to come together and form a picture that you will see. He used some of what Gervonta Davis did in his fight because the only way he was going to convince the people to cheer him on is that knockdown in the fight, y'all. So he took some bits and pieces for Gervonta. We all seen what was happening after that fight. He tried to be Gervonta's best friend. Then you see it in the Duarte fight that, hey, it seems like he's been over there at TMT and he's been learning some shit from Floyd. At the time, you know, it started being a fallout with Floyd and Team Haney, and Bill started going at Floyd and everybody else, right? Then you go to the press conference and he takes a page out of Crawford and Spence's book and start arguing over there with so-and-so and try to make it this, that, and the other, all this other shit. You know, I put my D in your mouth and all this. Some controversial shit. That's all. And then you get in there and see that he was measuring freaking Haney. I'm talking about Haney who understands and knows how to box. He's a high-level boxer. He was using the same technique that Gervonta Davis was using on him. The same one, y'all. He was using the same freaking technique when he put the left out there to measure Devin Haney. And he didn't even do it right. He didn't even do it right. He was trying so much shit that he didn't know how to execute. But when you got a dance partner in there that's allowing you to get away with it, then it works out for you. Can't stand an uncoachable fighter. Hey, he won though. He won. Look, let somebody say he carried the day. He won the night. He carried the freaking promotion and he won the night. What he didn't win was a freaking world championship. And Ryan Garcia, to put all these numbers out like they was talking in that article, he came out 50 million. That sounds good. But ain't nobody going to be talking about Ryan Garcia when it's all said and done if he don't win no freaking title. Mark these English phrases that I'm telling you. When it comes time for that sun to set on Ryan Garcia and he steps in there, and if his opponent can't be bought and he's supposed to bring up all this skill set, he's going to get knocked the fuck out. It's only a matter of time. Dude has been knocked out, stopped by Tank. He's been knocked down by Luke Campbell. It's only a matter of time before Ryan Garcia, the jig is up. Right now, they're going to try to use him and make as much money as possible. Shout out to Smoke Section Sports and Entertainment. Salute to you, brother. Salute WCS and the baddest chat in the land. Appreciate you. I mean, that's not my that's not me. You know what I'm saying? That's baby side you talking about. That's not me. Mine is the hottest chat in the MF game. You know what I'm saying? You know, but hey, I'm just gotta throw it out there. You know what I'm saying? Dev held on because that's what he does. Ryan held on because his condition wasn't 100. Both of them was holding. Both of them was holding each other. Wasting minutes. Wasting valuable seconds because nothing was going to pop off until the 7th round. Why they didn't hold the entire fight? Look, Harvey Dock, why they didn't give us Caleb Plant, David Benavidez? Harvey Dock wasn't freaking giving them a stern warning at all. At all, people. Harvey Dock wasn't giving them a stern warning about any of the holding. So why not do it all the way to the 12th round? Why, how all of a sudden, Ryan just lands the shot. Devin is goddamn in the ring on his knees. He's knocked down. Man, come on, bro. People are here talking about, oh, he's ass up, face down. I mean, that's because that's what you weird niggas like. You know? How can you look at a knockdown and the first thing you want to talk about, oh, he was ass up, face down? Now then I was some holding, but I felt it was not consistent. Boots bodies run. Boots, you know, in real time, not what we saw Saturday. In real time, he destroys Ryan. Ryan is not going to go up there and fuck with no Boots Ennis. He'll destroy him. He'll play with his food. He'll just play around with his food, man, until it got cold, and then throw it in the microwave, heat it up, you know what I'm saying, burn it down, and then goddamn take it back out and play around with it some more and get him up out of there. Boots' personality is toast, no butter. Oh, shit. Toast, no butter. I like it. I like the wordplay. Toast, no butter. You know, not everybody, you know, put butter on their shit. You know what I'm saying? But I get it, man. Toast, no butter. So what about jelly, though, Chastity? You know what I'm saying? What about jelly, though? You got some jelly? You got some apple jelly, strawberry jelly, grape, something like that. What about the jelly? Is it jelly or jam? Or strawberry preserves? What is it, man? You know? And hey, yeah, she ain't lying. You know, Boots, his personality is, he can't do it, man. He can't do it. He can't sell a fight. He gonna need somebody. You know what I'm saying? He gonna need somebody to carry him in the promo, the trash talk. He ain't it. Ryan is not at peace mentally and spiritually. He don't know if he wants to be a Christian or a villain. He's very immature. Now, I concur, you know, partially what you said, you know, about him not being at peace. I get it. But hear me out, all right? To be a Christian or a villain. You can be a Christian and still be a villain. All right, you can be a Christian and still go out here and commit sins. You know, you can be one of those Christians who believe that God is going to forgive you regardless of what you're about to commit, the sin you're about to commit regardless. You know what I'm saying? The immature part, absolutely. But it's more so this Morris, when it comes down to his peace mentally. He's up here, you know, playing a game. He's played a game leading up to this fight. When they found out that fight wasn't going to be in Vegas, that's when he all of a sudden assumed the role of Joker, Robin, Batman, you know what I'm saying? All these freaking, the Riddler. He wanted to freaking assume all these freaking roles and say all of a sudden he was banned, gagged and bound, and they forced him to look at certain things. You know, they forced him to look at two earthworms having sex with one another. You know, two crookeds, you know what I'm saying, getting it in. A prayer mantis devouring his her mate. You know, he was forced to look at this violence. That's what he tried to tell us. He was forced to look at it. He wanted to play the game, y'all. When that fight was moved from Vegas to New York, all of a sudden Ryan went on here and started doing what he's doing. BS, man. Harvey Dart was trash. What do you mean by a natural fight? What I mean by a natural fight is hanging around the game enough to know when you have two opponents on that level, you've watched them enough to know that they don't have a trend of going in here holding their opposition so blatantly, repetitively, over and over, excessively. You've seen them enough in the ring that you know who they are and how they are as a fighter. You know they have what's your strengths and weaknesses. You've seen them fight. There's no way you can say naturally that they're fighting the way they usually fight everybody else in this particular fight that we seen this past weekend. There's no way that you can look at both fighters and say, Yeah, Ryan Garcia usually holds excessive like that, headlocks and all this. When have we seen him do the shoulder roll where he's turning his whole entire back? Did we see him do that with Tank? Did we see him do that with Tank? Was he holding Tank like he was holding Duarte and Devin? Was Devin holding on to Lomachenko the whole fight, the whole 6 rounds like that? Was he holding on to Cambozo for the Aussie double? So therefore, naturally, we know Devin was known to be a pure boxer, right? People complimented his skill set. He goes in here, and then all of a sudden, people want to say, "Oh, it was the weight." As the way he didn't know how to throw a jab no more. He knows you cannot throw a lazy jab out there and leave it out too long, else you'll be countered. Especially by a guy whose strength is his hook. So now they say, oh man, well, he was out there trying to hook with a hooker. Who got paid the most though? If he was trying to hook with a hooker? When have you ever seen Devin get lit up like that? From throwing a lazy jab out there with a guy who's a hooker. That's his strength. You know what I'm saying? They knew he had the motherfucking left hand. They was calling Ryan Garcia a what? A one-trick pony. All he has the left. All he has the left. All he has the left. Come on, bro. And you go get hit with it? Nope. But good question. Good question. At least you ask. Natural fight is you basically looking at following boxing for as long as you have, and you understand certain fighters that you're familiar with. You have them in your cachet. You've seen several fights that you can reference in any boxing topic, any conversation. You see that what happened Saturday night, and you say to yourself, this is very outside the box for both fighters. Why are they holding each other? Why is this going on in front of me? What am I looking at? Why does Devin look like he had some turtle soup before he went to the ring? I mean, I like that turtle soup, man, and oh man, I never had any soft shell turtle, but man, I'm feeling real slow right now. Oh man, I feel real slow. Oh man, I'm really ready to go. Come on, man. We seen two very gifted but incomplete fighters go at it in a sloppy fight. Once Ryan put Devin on shaky legs, his footwork was compromised. Now that sounds good and everything in your description, but when have you seen Ryan Garcia fight an elite fighter? He only fought 2 elite fighters now, Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney. We can't say Devin's not elite because he did not get the win against Ryan Garcia. 2 elite fighters. Pound for pound list. And Ryan Garcia all of a sudden rise to the occasion because he was in camp with Diddy James. We seen 2 very gifted but incomplete fighters. They're the top of the food chain. You trying to tell me Devin, the WBC champion, still that he's going to look the same way against Matias? He's going to look the same way against Teofimo Lopez? He'll look the same way against freaking Isaac Cruz? Come on, man. But I totally understand your interpretation. But Dev didn't have shaky legs from the 7th round to the 12th, bro. He was still coming forward when he was coming forward, and he was still trying to then land some punches or whatever. He was more so hesitant than on shaky legs. He was on shaky legs when he was getting off the canvas. See, y'all got email. I'm being nice today on Jerron because he ain't no bum. Jerron Ennis is no bum. He's a future star. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna play with. I'm glad he's with Matchroom now. He gets to break out, blossom. You know what I'm saying? He ain't a bum. You know what I'm saying? He's a top tier fighter when he gets there, when he gets to competition and goes in there and show. He just didn't show me against Korean Chudikin that he's a top tier fighter, you know, based off his resume and everything. Dev knew he was overweight and he still chose to fight him. They had old man Barroso ready to take his place. Well, I'm glad Barroso didn't take his place. And like I said, Dev knew he was 3 pounds overweight and he chose to fight because he knew he wasn't coming up out of there with no freaking unblemished record. You know, Devin said he slept on Ryan. When has Devin ever slept on anything besides his pillow, man? We're talking about a team who's usually on point. Build them usually tight. They run a tight ship. Devin's in there, you know, coming in the ring in shape, going in there getting the shit done. Yeah, he was in a close fight with Lomachenko. That's Vasily Lomachenko, though. That is true. So if Devin and Bill want and need Ryan Garcia on his resume. So is Devin and Bill wanting and needing Ryan Garcia on his resume? Hey man, what respect were you getting with an unblemished record? Partial to minimal, you know, respect. Is sometime in this boxing game you got to change levels. Teofimo Lopez has since picked up a chip since, you know, his first loss. You know what I'm saying? Super Matias, he ended up picking up a loss against, you know, after his fight with Maxim Dedashev, you know, because he's going through some stuff. You got to understand, it was Matias who called a body, you know. Isaac Cruz stepped in there with Gervonta Davis, picked up his first L. Look at him. He's champion now, right? Devin was undefeated. Nobody was like giving him the overall respect. You know what I'm saying? But look, listen, who I think gonna have a problem with losing is Shakur Stevenson, because he said he hate losing. And that's one thing he'll do. Shakur Stevenson say, I'm gonna fight the way I fight, regardless of what you think of me. So I deep down inside, I really think Shakur Stevenson, he fear losing, bro. For Devin, people not gonna look at me and listen to me in a way that's saying, okay, I hear him what he's saying. Listen to me, bro. Devin Haney taking this L ain't that bad. It ain't as bad as you think. It's not. Him taking this L is not bad, because he still has the title, and he got paid more money on top of what he was making as far as the purse. And they probably betted on the freaking fight. I'm just saying. If Ryan Garcia is betting all this money on him, man, come on. Nobody else betted no money on Team Haney? No. That is true. So Devin and Bill won't need Ryan. Good lesson for Haney. Devin looked bigger in versus Regis. I don't know about that, man. I think why wouldn't he look and be around the same? You know, why wouldn't he balloon up to 160s? They talking about, oh, Ryan looked huge in there. You can balloon up all you freaking want. That doesn't mean you're going to carry the weight accordingly and be able to use it. Shout out to Ben on deck. I see you in the building. Salute to you. Miguel on deck. I see you in the building. That traditional making weight, and then weight doesn't matter when rehydrating. I'm just saying, like, they act like the 3 pounds taught you some skills or something. 3 pounds is just weight. That's what it is. 3 pounds is just weight. It doesn't really improve your skill set. That's just like PEDs. PEDs can improve your performance as far as your conditioning, as far as you cutting weight and shit like that. And you putting in more hours in the gym, but it doesn't provide you with a bonus package. Oh, you ordered the pets with the bonus package. Okay, we're giving you 3 bonuses here. You're going to be able to throw the 1 with the 2, dress it up with the double up on the 2, and then the 3. Okay, that's the bonus when you're on the inside. You know what I'm saying? We're going to also give you the 2, 2, 1, 4. Okay, that's the second bonus package. No, that's not the way it happens, bro. You know, they saying that Ryan Garcia came in at a disadvantage because he couldn't cut the last 3 pounds. And they're trying to make it seem like that Devin had to go all the way down and cut to 140. And that was the plan to begin with. Him cutting all the way down to keep his title, and Ryan going in there for a non-title fight. Right? Like we didn't know he came in at 143 against Duarte. He came in at 143. He's big. I'm moving up to 147. Okay, so stop talking about bring on Isaac Cruz if you're not going to fight the man for a title. How you going to fight anybody for a freaking title at a catch weight? Somebody explain that to Danny Garcia. Somebody explain that. I don't know why y'all think Ryan Garcia is just this huge fighter, man. One thing Ryan did well, every time Dev dipped to the right or got below, Ryan caught him. Hey, Ryan was missing a lot too. With those punches and, all that bullshit. He was missing a lot, but yet when it was time for him to be accurate, he lined up his target and, the shots was effective. But they was just so they was so in between. It wasn't consistent. He would have Devin hurt, get the knockdown, and then he don't come back and try to finish him. He ain't Tank. Tank gets you hurt, man. He's seeking and destroying. Dev didn't look good. I think the weight cut hurt him. Okay, y'all want to make excuses, man. Dev came there with Regis Prograis at the same weight, and y'all wasn't over here saying anything. Y'all wasn't like, hey, man, I think the weight gonna hurt him against Regis. No, he went in there and put on a clinic. Mike Garcia made weight at 140 and walked around at 176. All boxers rehydrate bigger after. I mean, Mike Garcia was different. Mike Garcia looked very bad in there against Robert Easter. He weighed in against Robert Easter, and I'll say, man, Robert is gonna beat his ass. Look at Mikey. At 135, look at Mike. He's shriveled up. And he went in there and he got the job done, yo. He got the job done. Ron said he's going to 147. You think Pitbull will move up maybe for the bag? For what? Hey, why should Pitbull move up? He's short. He move up and get his ass stumped. Why should Pitbull move up just for a paycheck? If anything, he should move back down. That's where the money's at. Who is Pitbull Cruz going to fight up there 147 with that reach and that height? And Pitbull ain't growing no more. Pitbull moving up in weight only makes him wider. It don't make him taller. You take a tall fighter already, it's going to just improve his size and strength overall. The reach ain't going nowhere. Pitbull already has short, stubby arms, man. He has a great engine. But why would he move up to 147 and he hasn't even defended his title yet? Shouldn't he move back down to 135 and see can he get a strap? I mean, Kambosos and Lomachenko about to fight for the vacant IBF. I mean, there's some titles down there, man. Yo made 140 in 3 fights. I don't see a reason for him to move up. If you can make the weight healthy, I see no reason to move up. Man, these cats got nutritionists, man. They got people to get in the right diet plan. All that. They have it. They got the money. Mickey Bay made a great point. Dev messed up trying to punch for Ryan instead of evading and then firing back. Man, in hindsight, they're going to be people who's basically providing their grade, their performance grade based off what they see in the ring. I get it. Shout out to Mickey Bay, good dude. And he was over there at the, Haney camp before. You know what I'm saying? He was over there at the Haney camp helping with training. Salute to him. But when it comes down to this fight game, I still say that Ryan Garcia, he has okay power. But the fighters that he was so-called knocking out, it wasn't no high-tier, top-level fighters that he was knocking out. I can see if he dropped Javante at least once. You know what I'm saying? I see if he just dropped Tank once. I said, oh, shit, he got some pretty good power, man. I ain't seen nobody do Tank like that, dog. I didn't see that. You see that? Okay. They should respect Ryan's power. Okay. I didn't see that. I didn't see it. And definitely, I'm going to tell you straight up, I'm not going to add Duarte to the boxing conversation. WCS, you see what he did to Duarte? Haney should take a tune-up versus Arnold Barbosa or loser Josh Taylor. Why? Or the loser Josh Taylor Catterall. Why? I saw what you did there. I mean, I saw what you did there. I'm just trying to be nice today. Cause he said Arnold Barbosa. I mean, I'm trying to be nice, man. I don't like calling fighters bums. But Barbosa, man, he lost that fight and he walked around like he was gonna win because they setting him up for a bigger fight. You know, he's supposed to be the backup for Haney Garcia, and he was really backed up. They robbed McComb, man. McComb's won that fight. Shakur is mad smoke at 135 to face. Yeah, he is. No doubt. But he hate losing, though. So Shakur Stevenson will give you the most boringest fight because he don't care what you think. He don't care what you think about what he ain't doing. He's going to fight his way. He said it. I'm going to fight what I do. I'm going to do what I want to do regardless of what you think. So Shakur, 3-weight world champion, and nobody can take that away. It's almost like Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner won his weight divisions early, and then he started to, decline. I was mad that Devin didn't gain any strength when hitting Ryan in the liver. He needed to go to Woods and Tree Chop. Hey man, they're gonna have to figure it out. That's all I'm gonna say. Of course, Ryan's going to 47. He can't make 140. If he can't make 140, why call up Isaac Cruz for if you're not going to fight for a title? You remember when Ryan Garcia was trying to pretend that he was going to be called a world champion, that he was giving people the impression? He lied. He never had any intentions of making the 140-pound limit. Never had any intentions of making that shit. Never. Dev looked great in round 2, 3, and 4. It was a lot of holding. Once Ron landed heavy shots, his legs was gone. You're repeating yourself, brother. He didn't land no heavy shot, to knock him down to round 7. But yeah, he landed a shot early on and Devin stayed up, but he didn't get a knockdown to round 7. They was just holding so much. I get what you're saying, Thomas. I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying, but they didn't really get cooking to round 7. I appreciate you pulling up, giving your insight, man. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you pull back up. 918, I see you in the building. I want Ryan's wardrobe. We're about the same size. Hey man, you want his wardrobe as long as you don't sit up here trying to beg for his draws. I need the same draws he beat Haney in. Dale was jabbing beautifully in round 2, 3, and 4. Ryan started timing and countering. I'm telling you, I'm getting out of boxing if this stuff keeps becoming casual friendly. Well, you might want to get your passport stamped there, MKB. hey, you might want to go ahead and get your passport stamped, man, to cross the border over to another combat sport, man. Yeah, like it's unbelievable. Dale lost the round. No, it's not. What? When did you ever hear me say that, bro? Come on now. Come on, man. Come on. When did I say that it was unbelievable? I'm telling you, I've been following boxing for a long time before there was internet. Okay? Before there was online web service. And I'm telling you that naturally, these two fighters look very eccentric to me. It wasn't a normal fighting style that I've witnessed in the past with both fighters. Nor did I expect Harvey Dock to allow them to hold constantly when that is a violation, which some fighters get a penalty and they get a warning, get a point deduction. Harvey Dock became Kenny Bayless this past Saturday. When he takes off his glasses and he can't see shit. You trying to sneak this and act like I was a Devin Haney fan. I can't believe he lost to Ryan. That's not even it. Like, you trying to make it seem like it's impossible for Dev to lose to Ryan. No, I said he was an all around better boxer than Ryan, and therefore that fight went totally different than a lot of people thought. And the only people who won was the one who betted on Ryan Garcia. The play was in. The play was in, yo. Dev took an all. I can be petty. Look, he said Dev took it all. I don't even think it's that deep. What's not that deep? Why are you making look, you're making about a me and you situation, and it's a boxing talk. It's a boxing conversation. You're over here acting like Ryan Garcia now. You're making it seem like it's more than what boxing talk is. When I'm giving you my opinion, I'm providing you my summation on what my thought process was. Ryan was never that good, and you know he wasn't that good. You know Ryan sucks as a fighter. He had one breakout moment, and you want to sit over here and praise him and carry his crown around and ask him, what's next? You want me to put it back on you? Okay, I'll keep it. I'll keep it. It's right here in the briefcase. Just let me know you want me to crack it open and polish it up for you. Let you take a look, put it on your head, wear it down about 2 blocks, and then put it back in the briefcase. I got it. Shout out to Samar Warren, man. I see you. Peace and blessing below. Salute WCS. Certify, stamp the like button and support the grind. Salute to you, man. I see you in the building. Devin Water was Spike. I didn't see Mark on deck, man. I didn't see Mark on deck. For real. I didn't see him, man. You know what I'm saying? You're coming off as a Dev hater now, Morris. Thomas. You know what I'm saying? You're coming off as a low-key Dev hater. You want to put other blacks in the equation. You're coming off as a Dev hater low-key. And that's okay. If you're a Dev hater, that's you. I'm not. I'm not a hater or either fighter. I just know Ryan Garcia is not the fighter that people think he is, based off one non-title fight that he won, and all of a sudden they think he's going in the top of the rankings. They are like this man going on the top pound for pound rankings now. Ryan Garcia straight up still sucks as a fighter, bro. We're talking about fist, or we talking about pretty looks? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he might get about one more fight based off notoriety. But when he gets hurt in there, he going to get hurt bad. And all this stuff he was talking about, you know, fighting straight up like he's a pelican. And Ryan Garcia remind me of a pelican. He remind me of a newborn fawn. The way he sit up there, chin up, you know, freaking like he's freaking using a reaction bag. Man, come on. Let's not act like this man brought us a whole nother briefcase of skill set that we ain't never seen before. Bum. Barbosa cost me 700. Well, I think you say what you were supposed to win though. I thought you put 700 on what they call Barbosa. Nah, for sure. Appreciate you pulling up. I'm calling for T.O. Ryan. That would be number 3 of the 4 Kings. Yeah, you can call for that, but it just seems like it's not even in the conversation, even out here in these streets. It's not even conversation, man. Like Ryan's trying to pretend like he want to move up to 47 immediately. But there's so much for him to do right now at 140. Did you ever buy 1910 Everlast boxing gloves? I might buy them at the cheapest price. I couldn't tell you. You know what I'm saying? I've had different styles of boxing gloves. I couldn't tell you. No, I'm talking about for sure. Thomas, they had a free bet for a 1,000 who wins round round one. Think about it. These are theories. Always think freely. Hey, MKB, somebody help Morris, or he's trying to make it a me and you situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm just conversing with you all in the chat, man, about boxing. You're taking things a little bit too deeply, my brother. Like I said, I appreciate you being over here. You're taking time. You're not leaving me any type of a freaking Cash App, anything. You want me to pay attention strictly to you. You know what I'm saying? You can talk about the whole fight that we watched. That's cool. Just because you hear me saying, oh, you low key, you know, this and that, don't take it personal. If you're a Devin Haney supporter, support him. If you're a Ryan supporter, support him. If Dev had some respectable knockout power, Ryan wouldn't have been throwing hands with him and letting his hands down, not protecting himself. Ryan did what he had to do, man. This wasn't a normal boxing match, and not in an abnormality like Ryan Garcia came in here and had all these brand new fresh skills that nobody's never seen, and Derrick James was tuning them up in the lab. No. You know what I'm saying? I say you sound like one. You know what I'm saying? You're low key. I'm just joking, man. I'm not here to babysit, bro. I'm not here to babysit you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Okay, 100 wins 700. Yeah, for sure. I didn't like Trinidad. His skills didn't impress me, but he put that work in. Ryan's a lower level Trinidad to me. He would not reach the success of Tito. Tito had way better boxing skills than freaking Ryan Garcia. I think that's an insult to even put Ryan Garcia in the conversation with Tito Trinidad. You know, some people in there call him a freaking legend. Who's calling Ryan Garcia a legend? Who? I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. Somebody put Ryan Garcia in the legend category. I dare you. I'll put you on timeout. You put Ryan Garcia in the legend status. Ryan Garcia should never be mentioned in the conversation in the company of these legends. Never, ever. Never. Don't you dare disrespect the boxing gods and the vets and legends before him and give him that freaking that place in history. Never. Ryan Ham came close. He hasn't even won a championship yet, but he's getting money. He want to say I'm the money maker. Before Gervonta Davis, what was his numbers looking like? You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even compare the Shozy Ozzy Posey to Floyd Mayweather. I couldn't compare it unless he had some weird like way of coming up, you know, turning his back and then, you know, countering Devin right hand with his left hook, even though he's bent over like that. You know what I'm saying? Somehow countering. If he was to do that consistently and rock Devin that way, instead of Devin just hitting him 3 times in the back, and the commentator's like, you know, that's a legal shot. How is it a legal shot? If you're hit in the back where your kidney's at, it's an illegal shot. But it becomes legal because Ryan Garcia is turning his back. I mean, is it different locations to where the kidney is at? Do they have a freaking a permanent marker drawn around where the kidney area at? So when he does that Shozy Ozzy Posey and Devin hits him there, the referee can determine whether it's a legal or illegal shot? I don't think so, buddy. You know what I'm saying? That was an illegal shot, but it was more so encouraged by Ryan Garcia turning his back to Devin. But it was a weird looking freaking shot. It was super weird. But hey, this is what y'all have to do. Y'all have to understand one thing. Is it a rematch? Y'all shouldn't listen to the people who saying it shouldn't be a rematch. I think it should be a rematch. Give ample amount of time for Garcia to drop the weight. If he wants to go in there and fight for the title, keep the momentum going. At least they get a rematch. Canelo and Triple G had a draw their first fight. They came back for a rematch. Let's have this rematch. Why are all these rematches falling apart? We should be able to get a rematch, man. Brian Castano and Jermell Charlo got a rematch. Of course, that was for the undisputed. They got a rematch. What's wrong with it? You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with it? Get a rematch. Give ample amount of time for Ryan to stop drinking, right? Because all this, I'm signing a non-negotiable list of things I can't do, but yet you tell the people I was drinking and smoking. No one's believing that you was drinking and smoking every single day. Sign for the rematch, man. If you was drinking and smoking every day, take your pretty ass in there and drop that fucking weight and make the scales and let's see you compete for a championship. What you gonna do? Go up to the welterweight division and fight somebody like that's where Ryan's gonna go wrong. Real talk. When he goes up to the welterweight division, I can see if Terrence Crawford vacated the belts, but from what we hear with the Turki lashkh, he may potentially try to make the Crawford Ennis. I don't know how true that is. I'm just telling you what the article said, right? But if Ryan Garcia goes up to 47, which he's not ready for, he's gonna have to grab hold of a name that people want to see him fight and believe that he has a chance of beating. And Jaron Ennis is not that name. But, it'll be smart of Team Ennis to call out Ryan Garcia to try to get that fight, being he has this momentum from Haney. Because that would be the nice way to send him off to the slaughterhouse. For real, that would be the nicest way possible, right? For him to go there and get a fight with Jaron Ennis and go straight to the slaughterhouse from there. This man is going into fights and this nigga's not even bleeding. He's not even getting touched up. You trying to tell me his defense was that effective? Devin was that incapacitated, restrained, that he couldn't land one freaking punch on this dude? He should leave Sean O'Malley alone. We don't need no MMA crossovers right now with Ryan Garcia. We don't need any of that. That'd be a boring ass fight. It's not like Sean O'Malley is this exciting boxer. He has the best hands in MMA. It's not like he has Max Holloway boxing. You know what I'm saying? We don't have time for that. And shout out to Sean O'Malley. He did a video on Ryan Garcia. He say, yes, and Ryan Garcia used this special technique. He started turning around, putting his ass on the guy. That shit was hilarious, but it was the truth. It was the truth. Real talk. It was the truth. But hey, shout out to the hottest chat in the MFN game. A-Side Official. Appreciate everyone for pulling up. As always, continue to support the channel. Hit the like button on your way out the window. You know what I'm saying? On your way out, hit the like button. On your way in, remember to sub to the channel. We should do this again. I'm out. Peace.